Hello everyone. So today I am going to be sharing a interesting product with you. This is by a company that many of you have probably not heard of, but I'm going to do a little bit of storytelling as part of this swatching video. So let's just get started. So the company Etranger di Costa Rica has such a super weird name. So I'm gonna start by talking to you about the name. So the first word is French, meaning foreigner. And then, but D is not French. I don't know French, but I believe that would be day. But so D is Italian. And then of course, Costa Rica is the same in many languages, but essentially it means the foreigner from Costa Rica. Now, this company was formed in Hiroshima in the 80s. So first of all, I love Hiroshima. If you ever get a chance to travel to Japan, you have to go to Hiroshima. And I can only imagine like saying the foreigner from Costa Rica would have been totally cool and appropriate in Japan in the 80s. Because when I was studying in Japan, and this would have been like the early aughts, so like 2000, 2001, 2002, around that time frame, people I felt like there were just like obsessed with talking about foreigners, like, and it always seemed a little, I don't know, odd to me. So I think it's really funny that this company's name is basically the foreigner from Costa Rica. When we were forming Tokyo Pen Shop, I did meet with that current president of the company, and I asked him about the name, and he said something, I don't know if it's true or not, or it was just like the answer he gives, but he said that the founder of the company really liked Costa Rica, and that's why he named it that. Again, I don't know if that's true, and I don't even know if that president is still at the company. But this is a very sentimental product to me because when I was studying Japan, I used their notebooks. They had a notebook line that is not available anymore, but I used it when I was going to university there and loved it. And then actually it was one of our first products when we opened Tokyo Pen Shop, which is why I was meeting with them. So, you know, when I saw that they came out with these really pretty highlighters, I was thinking I have to get those for the store. So now that I've told you a little bit about the company and our history with the company, I think I should just start showing you some swatches. So I'm going to swatch the fluorescent 6 first. Now these come in 6 color sets and in individuals. So if there's just you know, some certain colors you like, you can just get those individually. You don't have to buy the whole sets. But I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them. So we have fluorescent pink, fluorescent orange, fluorescent yellow. Now this wedge design, and I'm actually gonna zoom a little closer for you. So this wedge design is meant to be able to write, you know, like with a wide, thick highlighting line, or you can go on the side of the tip there and just do an underline. So instead of being a dual-ended highlighter, like say the mild liners are, you're essentially able to do the thick and the thin line on one tip. Hopefully that makes sense, what I am saying there. And then let's do the fluorescent green. fluorescent blue and fluorescent violet. And so I'm gonna swatch the pastel ones right below them, because the pastel version is really, except for the blue, the pastel version is really just a little bit lighter of a shade. So very similar, but just with a different, pastel versus fluorescent appearance. Now the blue, the pastel blue is really like a blue-green, and you'll see when I lay it down there. And before I forget to mention it, these are very easy to pull off, but they also say that it's a twist cap. So the idea is that you can, twist them off very easily. So maybe if you find this to be kind of a jarring feeling, you can twist them off maybe a little more smoothly. I find them plenty easy to open, so I don't really bother. And you can post the cap on the end, of course. But I'm actually going to go close by here so you can see how close they are in color, just, a bit lighter, basically. I think this one is a really nice color, this pastel orange. It comes out like peachy, kind of. And of course, the idea behind the pastel colors is they're just not as jarring as fluorescents, although these fluorescents are not overly bright or anything, so it's not like a big deal. So there's your pastel green. And so I'm going to show you how I really feel this is a pastel blue green rather than a pastel blue. And then finally we'll do the pastel violet. Oops. Okay. Should have done it over here. That was goofy. Okay. So you get the idea, I think, on these swatches. Very reminiscent of like the kind of classic highlighters rather than well, here's a mild liner. So rather than the thin sort of a dual-ended style, they're going with that like Stadler, like bigger, bulkier kind of profile. Which, one advantage of it is it does hold a lot more ink, but in any case, they're kind of retro and fun, and yeah. Gotta let me know if you have any old stories about Etranger di Costa Rica. Let me know, as always, if you have any questions in the comments below, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.